Attaching and sharing a program. Log into SEQTA, then select Timetable. You will notice there is nothing on the current timetable because this is still during the holidays. So forward until you see your timetable. I'm going to now switch to a different teacher to view their timetable. On Tom Cotton's timetable, I would like to attach Year 10 Math Methods. So click on the timetable, select Load List of Programs, select Unattached, clear your name so all staff is there. It will take a while as there are quite a few programs to load. You can search by tags, but 10 is appearing here. So I'm going to scroll down to the program I would like to attach it to. 10 Math Methods Semester 1. Click on the program. And the program will appear. Make sure that you have here Show Cover Page Only. What I would like to do is to attach it to my program. So I select Collaboration, search by my name, and I would like classes for Semester 1 Secondary. Then I would like to attach it to 10 Math Methods. Here it is, 10 Math Methods Semester 1, Tom Cotton. Select it, click Share. Yes, I would like to attach the program. OK. And at the top here, if you click refresh, you will see that this program, 10 Math Methods for Semester 1, has been shared with one class, and the class appears down the bottom. It shared it with Year 10 Tom Cotton's class. One thing I forgot in the first video is that when you attach a program through sharing, make sure you have the correct name. So this is called 10 Math Methods. It has a long title here of Semester 1. Let's shorten that to SEM1 and put in the year. The reason why you have that is because the following year, Tom with Math Methods will copy this program across and he'll change it to 2021. So then we'll have a record of what Tom did in Math Methods in 2020 and then what he did in 2021. In the previous video, I went to Tom Cotton's timetable, selected his 10 math methods from his timetable, and attached a program, Year 10 Math Methods, via sharing. Now what I'd like to do is, now Tom and Nick O'Halloran both teach Year 10 Math Methods, so they would like to actually share the program. So the first thing I need to do is to select on Collaboration, select all classes Secondary Semester 1, and I'm going to search by Nick's name. Then I'm going to find Nick O'Halloran, here it is here, Semester 1, Math Methods. Select Nick's class, and I would like to share the program with Nick. Select OK. Now, if I go to Nick's timetable and refresh, you will notice here that it is attached. So to show you, if I click here, you can see that the program is attached to Nick's timetable. So now Nick and Tom are currently sharing the same program. In the first video, we looked at attaching a program through sharing to Tom Cotton's timetable for Year 10 Math Methods. In the second video, we took that same program and we shared it with Nick O'Halloran, who also teaches Year 10 Math Methods. The next thing we're going to have a look at is something called a pathway. If you click on the Help button, type in pathways, select Understanding Pathways, and scroll down, it will give you 3 different options. I'd like to spend some time explaining these. So the first one is Use Existing Lessons. Now this pathway, it creates a pathway sharing the same pool of lessons as a pathway being copied. Changes to shared lessons will affect both pathways. So for example, if Tom is teaching lesson 4 on algebra and he makes a change to that lesson, it will automatically make the same change on Nick's lesson. What they still can do is they can actually change the order. So for example, Tom might be teaching lesson 4 in week 1, but in week 1, Nick has an assembly and needs to teach the lesson 4 in week 5. He can move that lesson around. But you need to be very clear that using existing lessons, if Tom makes a change, it will affect Nick's program and vice versa. The next option is probably more ideal, and it's called Copy All Lessons. This creates a pathway with a clone of the lesson on the pathway being copied. So basically it's just taking the lesson and cloning it. Now changes won't affect the other person. So here, if Tom decides he'd like to make a change to lesson 4, it's not going to affect Nick's lesson 4. Now with this option here as well, it's important to note, for example, Nick might add an extra lesson. He might be teaching algebra and comes up with his great lesson. So he goes in, creates another lesson. This lesson will appear in Tom's program to the side, so Tom can view it, see if he likes it, and he can use it if he chooses. So this is probably the best option, but it depends how you'd like to work with your colleagues. Take some time to have a look and think about which option will suit you best. In the first video, we looked at attaching a program through sharing. So we looked at Tom Cotton's timetable and shared the Year 10 Math Methods program with him. In the second video, we looked at sharing the same program with Nick O'Halloran, who also teaches Year 10 Math Methods. In the third video, we looked at creating a pathway and what it means. In this video, we are going to assume that Nick and Tom will would like to choose the pathway of copy all lessons. This means that if Tom makes a change to a lesson, it won't affect Nick's. However, if Nick creates a new lesson, it will appear to the side in Tom's and he can use it if he chooses. To do that, we go to Pathways. Select the drop-down menu and copy all lessons. It has created a pathway. I need to do this a second time, one for Tom and one for Nick. The next thing is to rename it. Now, to rename it, I'm going to take Tom's name, place Tom's name there, plus the name of his class. So it'll be easy for him to locate. I'm going to do the same for Nick. And the name of his class. And you'll notice now that the pathways are easy to identify. This is Tom's and this is Nick's. Select Save. The next stage is to go back into Pathways again, and you will see here that Tom's Cotton pathway is a default, which is the original one. We would like it to be Tom Cotton's pathway. The same for Nick. Change it from the default to Nick O'Halloran's pathway. Select Save. In the next video, we're going to have a look at what it looks like when Tom puts in a lesson and what Nick puts in a lesson and how it affects both of them. So this is the last video in the series, and what we've done so far is we have attached a program, Year 10 Math Methods, to Tom's timetable. We have shared it with Nick O'Halloran's Year 10 Math Methods, and we've created pathways. So now I'm going to show you how they work. So I've got two browsers open. This one here is Tom's, and this one here is Nick's. So on the cover page here, if I make a change on Tom's, go across to Nick's, select Refresh, you will notice that the same change appears here. So whatever change happens to the cover page on one will automatically update the other. So I'm going to delete that here on Nick's. Go back to Tom's, refresh, and it will be deleted here. So they're sharing exactly the same cover page. When you go down into the planner, and these are your lesson plans, there was nothing here. So on Tom's, I've added Algebra Lesson 1 and Algebra Lesson 2, and I'm going to add in Algebra. Now I've just added titles here. Of course I add other things after. But on Tom's program here, he has got 3 lessons. If I go to Nick's lesson organizer, you notice here that he doesn't have anything. But if he clicks on the side tab here and scrolls, there is Tom's Algebra Lesson 1, Algebra Lesson 2 and 3. So he can choose to drag that lesson across to view it and use it with his program. So what one person creates in theirs will appear to the side as an option for other people to choose if they like.